Maxing around a 62. Lots got to go right through. What was probably the best part of your game today, in your opinion?
Obviously, I hold a lot of putts, which you have to do to make 10 birdies, but I was very proud of how I drove it. I felt like I was able to attack kind of all day. Obviously, the greens are still really soft, so being in the fairway as often as I was, it felt like I was able to be aggressive on when I wanted to, and if I didn't, I could just play to the middle of the green. So I thought that the tee ball set up everything. It was a major bonus to make as many putts as I did, but it was all really good. But I think that out here, when you're in the fairway, it becomes a significantly easier, more so than other golf courses.
As well as you're playing and putting, you made 10 birdies. Did you, I hope this isn't a dumb question, but did you realize you were making 10 birdies, or was there ever a moment when you looked at the card and just saw a bunch of circles?
I guess not till after 14 or 15. I just was thinking to myself, I've birdied most of the holes on the back nine, and that was quite a nice feeling. So I guess not really. Yeah, sometimes you're just, I guess, zoning. But I knew I was making a lot. I heard the standard bearer say something about how he's getting tired because he had to change the numbers on our thing so much because Pat was making a lot too. So it was just a crazy day.
How much of this course does it ask of your game? Do you feel like it's pretty thorough?
Yeah, I think it's pretty thorough. They have a couple collection areas. You obviously are going to have a lot of kind of chop out chips from the thick rough. It does feel a bit like if you don't play from the fairway. I know Rory did it yesterday, but he's a bit unique in that. But I do feel like you need to be in the fairway. So I would say that's something that is probably needed more so, unless you absolutely bomb it. But yeah, I do think that it asks a lot. The greens are really tricky, so when you get on them, you have some odd putts. You need to lag putt well, and you're going to have some awkward little ones. The greens kind of remind me a little bit like Augusta, where you can have some putts on some decent slope. So I think it's pretty thorough throughout the golf course, what it kind of asks of you.
Yeah. Last one on me, Max. Yesterday, I'd be curious of the difference of the greens, because those back pins yesterday were just problematic in terms of measuring spin. What was it like today?
Yeah, I actually think somewhat similar. The only difference is we got a round to figure it out. That always helps a little bit. You get a little bit more comfortable hitting some of those, I guess, awkward types of shots.
You said it. We've heard it several times today. The greens are tricky, not easy to putt. Yet you seem to manage them quite well, and I think you've referenced maybe being below the hole a lot, but I think there's more to it. I mean, all year it seems your putting stats have been pretty solid.
I've been putting great all year, but I mean it was helpful. Like I said, I was in the fairway a lot, so I was able to be a bit more particular of where I was leaving it. When you're in the rough, you're just trying to hack it onto the green or somewhere near it. So I think that helped a lot, because I made a couple sidewinders, of course, but for the most part, I did feel like I had a lot easier putts than I did yesterday.
Did you know what the course record was?
I did, randomly, just because Kirk was playing good, and the board said Chris Kirk's challenging the course record of 63. So, of course, that's just randomly saw that today and then had to think about it. I don't remember.
And he went right by it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the goal. Just keep playing good.
Was there a particular shot or putt or something that really got you going today, where you felt like you were in the groove at that point?
Not really. I mean, I've been playing good, so I don't know. Certain tee shots, you're always, when they go just exactly where you're looking, are nice. The one on 3, just when you're getting kind of started into a round, those are just comfy feelings. But yeah, for the most part, not really. There's a couple shots that were, really, I just thought like solid, that made me feel good. But I don't think that I ever really thought I was in a groove. I just, like I said, when you play from the fairway out here with how soft the greens are, I don't think it's like insanely hard. As it gets firmer, it gets really tricky. But the way it was today, I felt like I was able to kind of stare down a lot of flags.
Do the Ryder Cup, does that potential of automatic qualifying, is that any sort of thing you keep track of in the standings, or how does that kind of fit into your kind of goals?
Yeah. I told Zach last year I was kissing up to him, but then he also said, well, I'd like to not have to pick you. And I said, all right, there's my promise. I'll try to get an automatic. So that would be really cool. That's been kind of my goal since these playoffs started, to get into that top 6. And yeah, all that obviously takes some great golf. You're playing against a lot of great players, so it has been fun keeping that goal though in mind, because it's you're competing against the best Americans, which is a tall task.
And yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of the streak in Portland. How far long ago does that seem?
Feels forever ago, but I think about it all the time. It's just crazy sometimes walking up the 18th hole here today and just thinking about, I don't know if that would have happened had it not been for those 4 holes in a row. So it's pretty cool to get to look back on and reflect on and have, it gives me a lot of appreciation for what I'm doing. Thank you.
Nice work.